Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nobody take no cornbread from me.
Let's hope it's working. Booyaka. I think that would be good right there. Seems weird. All right. Hello. Hi. How you doing? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black Show. Glad you could all be here for this. Hopefully, this will prove to be a show that you can hear the phone lines. We're still in the process of updating our equipment. We have a new workstation coming for our phone system, well, for our current phone setup. We're also looking to implement a new phone system, an analog system. That's going to take more time, of course. I have a GoFundMe established to raise those funds, so if you'd like to support independent media that's truly independent, not funded by any organization, any political party, go to, find my GoFundMe on Facebook. And I guess I should have that link available here as well. But if you follow me on Facebook, you'll be able to find it. Real Tim Black. And with that, I like to go make sure people can hear us on Facebook and Twitter. Facebook and Twitter, folks, how y'all doing? Let's check with our YouTube and Facebook, not Twitter. Sorry, Twitter people. Let's tweet this out, though, guys. I'm going to tweet this out to Twitter. The Twitter. And I'm going to say live now so they know that we're live now. Live now. Let's go. Okay, that's out there. All right, guys, let's go see what we're doing on YouTube. Hey, YouTube, how y'all doing? Video output low. All right, it's always fun. According to this, our video output is low. Yeah, we can't have a good day, can we? We're here on YouTube. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Aurora. Hey, Father Possum. Hey, Bob. How you doing? What's up, Heather Wades? Heather Wades. Says something about the video output's low. Hope you guys aren't experiencing a bunch of lag in this video recording, but according to this, it says you might be. Don't know what that is, Johnson. What's up, guys? Hey, Ty. What's up, Janina? What's up, LB Thing, Stuff and More? Is that LB the Realist? LB who? What's up, Johnson? I did it with a Facebook friend. Lisa, Dude, Heath's in the house. Mr. Stickwords, Leroy. And Adro. Alleged good brother. What's up, good brother? How are you? Nikki, Michael, Samuel. Hopefully we're okay. It looks like we're okay on YouTube. I don't know why it's saying we're having a low output. I don't know what that means. I'm not really sure. I'm going to kind of reset this browser. Maybe that's just what it's telling me. Maybe it's just unlike me looking at it, because that happens. I'm still saying the video output is low. You guys getting low signal out there? I don't know. Let's go check with Facebook. Hey, Facebook, how y'all doing? Welcome as well, Facebook people. How y'all doing? How's it going? Hey, Susan. Hey, Clarence Wallace and Davis and Vicente. Good to have you. Hey, George. Michelle, how you doing, Michelle? Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Hope you're having an excellent Tuesday, almost Wednesday. Countdown to Wednesday. Things have been starting a little bit later than usual because I've been doing my best to try to Band-Aid what we have. in hopes that because I can't just say, well, we'll just wait till we get new equipment, then we'll do the show again. Because, well, frankly, I don't have workman's comp or sick leave. I got to keep working. I'm what you call an essential worker. So we got to just keep the show going and through all types of issues, and we don't have the funding, and you know what it's like. You guys already know what it's like, right? But I want to welcome everybody on Facebook. What's up, Jane and Dion and Andrew and Davis? Turn the volume up just a smidge, just a smidge. You can't hear the show? It's up pretty loud, Johnson. Hey. Huh. I could cut my mic up a little. With mic gain comes background noise. I could pull the mic closer. You know what I'm saying? I could pull the mic a little closer. Reposition some things. Hey, people, the call-in number. Let me put the call-in number on the screen, and we can start seeing if this is even working. Our phone line. Our phone number is 319-527-6212. It's displayed right here for anybody who needs it. What's up? You guys are good to go. You guys good? All right. So, wow. We got I got a couple stories to get to. I'm really hoping that the phone lines will work today. I just lost a caller. I don't know, maybe they thought we were going to go straight to phone lines, or maybe they couldn't hear the show. I don't know. I did contact Blog Talk Radio to find out if they could help me with the connection problems we had Tuesday and Friday. And they said, well, if you have any drops, that'll make it drop. That's something I'd known. I couldn't, So if you have a network drop, then the phone will drop. Yeah, I know. I know. It's on the internet. Then they gave me other useful information like, hey, why don't you take a speed test? Make sure your computer's running fast. Yeah, it's already running fast. It's running fast. So we're trying to isolate the problem. Basically, they ask the basic stuff. You know, when you got a problem with your computer or something, you call and say, hey, I got a problem. They say, okay, well, is your computer on? Because they really don't want to help you find a problem. They got a checklist of things, and they ask you the basic, hey, is it plugged in the back? Could you walk around and make sure the plug is in the back? You just want to reach to the phone and shake them like, hey. I mean, you don't want to choke them out, but you just want to shake them. All right, so look, guys. So I'm hoping the phone lines you can hear. Let me do a check. Let me check with 559, see if 559 can hear. Hey, 559, I just want to see if you can hear the show. Can you hear the show through the phone?
I can, loud and clear.
Hey. Hello.
Can you hear me?
I hear you faintly, yes.
Brother Tim.
Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear through the phone?
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you through the phone.
Wow. Well, look, 559, stay there. I only got 2 quick stories, and I'm hoping that this stays functional. But I'm going to run through these 2 quick stories, and I'm going to come back to you. You will be my first call, okay? So stay tuned, 559. According to 559, we're okay right now. All right, let's get down to business, guys. Now, on the backdrop of everything that's been going on lately, including the coronavirus, which we don't talk about that often, but yes, there's still people who are being affected. In fact, they're saying that the coronavirus will be making a comeback, that it's going to be even more detrimental the second time around. Viruses tend to get more resilient as time goes on. So, but we don't want to talk about that. This is downer stuff we don't want to talk about for the moment. But I'm just setting the context of what's been going on. So we got coronavirus, pandemic, massive layoffs, businesses shuttered, governors declaring state of emergency, Donald Trump coming out, telling people to drink bleach, these problems. Then we have, on top of that, a resurgence of black people being killed by law enforcement. We have, and people that want to be law enforcement. We have Ahmaud Arbery. We have Tatiana Jefferson. We have Breonna Taylor. We have George Floyd. And most recently, we have Rayshard Brooks. So we have these series, and then we have the protests that ensued due to these deaths that have taken up national spotlight, and people are like, okay, all right, that's enough. I think we've seen enough here, and we've been saying it for a long time. On this show, those people who follow me for Bernie, they had no idea that I talked about this stuff pre-Bernie. We got caught up in the politics. I thought the only way to solve these issues, the repetitive coverage of social issues, the coverage of homelessness, poverty, lack of jobs, job training, education problems, healthcare problems, police brutality problems, racism, bigotry, all these things, was to have a good, have a better president. And that's hence why I got involved with Bernie Sanders, the Bernie Sanders campaign back in 2015. So anyway, fast forward to today. All of that's going on. The pandemic, the layoffs, and record numbers of unemployment, businesses being shuttered, protests, death, police brutality, horrible place. And now we have this. Because for some reason, I don't know, Mother Nature, whatever you want to label it, says, I don't think you guys are pissed off enough. I don't think black people are upset enough. I don't think that people are appalled enough. I don't think all of America is appalled enough at America. We want to get into conspiracies. We want to ramp up all conspiracy theories. Also, we want to scare the hell out of everyone. We want everyone to be angry, pissed off, and not know what to do. And then, and that's even if it's not true. This is where we're at now. What's happening now? South California. I'm just going to run this clip, then we'll talk about it. It's that bad.
California's Attorney General is being asked to investigate the death of a young black man who was found hanging from a tree. The initial finding of suicide alarmed the community. Some fear the Wednesday death in Palmdale, some 60 miles north of Los Angeles, could be foul play. CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti reports.
And I also ask that we stop talking about lynchings.
At a contentious press briefing, residents in the LA County city of Palmdale demanded an independent investigation into the death of Robert Fuller. The 24-year-old was found hanging from a tall tree branch early Wednesday morning in a public square across from City Hall. Investigators didn't say if a ladder was found nearby.
We sitting here staring at this tree. It don't make no sense. That's right.
Fuller's sister, Diamond Alexander, along with activists, now demanding answers after they say the sheriff's department rushed to conclusions. For example, in one release, officials said it appears Mr. Fuller tragically committed suicide, even though homicide detectives were still investigating. A second statement released by the city linked Fuller's death to COVID-19 related depression, reading, "Sadly, it's not the first such incident since the COVID-19 pandemic began." But Fuller's sister said he wasn't depressed.
Robert was a good little brother to us. We've been hearing one thing, then we hear another. Right. And we just want to know the truth.
It's the second recent hanging death of a black man in the area. On May 31st, after a night of George Floyd protests, Malcolm Harsh was found hanging from a tree in neighboring San Bernardino County. Officials said there are no signs of foul play, but said detectives were still investigating the cause and manner of death. Meanwhile, demands for an investigation into Fuller's death have gained national attention after tweets by both Senator Kamala Harris and Kim Kardashian went viral. Palmdale officials are now calling for an independent investigation and autopsy. Jonathan Vigliotti, CBS News.
Okay, so we have the two deceased as of right now. We're just going to say deceased because we don't know if foul play is what took place here. Robert Fuller, 24 years old, Palmdale area of Southern California. Malcolm Harsh, 38 years old, Victorville, California, Southern California area. And first thing I want to say before we get into ideas about possibilities, right? I want to first say, if you ever known anyone who's committed suicide, then you'll know that it is it's very hard to grapple with it to begin with. Okay, so it's very hard to accept that a person has done this. I remember, just a real short aside, I remember when I was a teenager, a friend of ours, a friend of the group, friends, we had a group of friends, and one of our friends in the group committed suicide. And though we were all very close friends, basically all roommates, I had no idea that my friend, his name was Pat, was going through bouts of depression, on and off and on, and that he would often use marijuana and other drugs to kind of like self-medicate himself. I never knew the depths of it. He was a young guy, good-looking guy, popular with the ladies, fun guy, but that had nothing to do with what he felt inside. It had no bearing at all on the depression. Depression is an illness, it's a sickness. It has nothing to do with your external situation, though it can be exacerbated by stress and exacerbated by financial constraints or what have you, detachment from families and friends, but it also, you could be very successful. You could be very happy. You could be rich even and still be very depressed, and not everyone know about it. So I just want to make sure that before we even go down this road, for anyone who's suffering with depression, it's not an indictment of you at all. Be brave, be courageous, and know that you are a fighter and a survivor, that you're here now. And what you need to do is call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255. National Suicide Prevention Hotline, 1-800-273-8255. The fact that you are alive right now is a testament to how strong you are. So I want you to feel good about that and make that phone call. Okay, make the phone call now. Someone loves you, and there is always hope. As long as there's life, there's always hope. So please call that number. Now, back to this story. So there are some things about it that, first of all, we got police ruling things suicides without actually it being ruled suicide by the coroner. So that's always a problem, because you're coming in and saying, well, this looks like I don't see anything. I don't see any gunshot wounds or or whatever, whatever it is. I don't see any signs of foul play that are very evident, so I'm just going to assume that this was a suicide. And that's not always the case, and there's no way for them to know. So part of the suspicion is, one, police officials are coming in very quickly and saying this is like a suicide, nothing to see here, and not communicating with families. You know that when you watch the movies and the cops are real communicative and they talk to the families and they're back and forth and hey, don't worry, man, we're looking into it, and oh, it's okay, I understand your grief, and that doesn't happen in real life. In real life, sometimes they never talk to you. You never, like, there are people still waiting to hear from the police. This is not the movies. In real life, people are ignored, okay? People are ignored. So various reasons for that, but that's the reality. The second thing is, I don't know if you know this or not, but there's a hysteria sweeping through the country about Donald Trump. I remember covering Donald Trump in 2015. There were little kids going to school saying things like, we can't let Trump win. Trump going to bring back slavery. These were elementary school children. So ever since Donald Trump came to become president, rise to power, black people by and large have been a feeling of trepidation about which way the country was going. To those people who keep saying, well, he's just a symptom of a problem, these people are not really in touch with the black community by and large. A lot of black people in the black community, and Latino people in the Latino community, and white people in the white people, there are a lot of people that don't see Trump that way. They see him as the second coming of Lucifer. And they feel that his pandering to the right to these people that they feel that don't like immigrants, don't like blacks, don't like LGBTQ, don't like anyone other than white people, basically. White citizens of the United States. So they have a problem with that to begin with. So they're living with this thing, okay, in the back of their heads at all times, that we're living in a country that doesn't like black people. Now that predates Trump, but Trump exasperates it. The idea of Trump and everything that's been said about Trump as well, and things he's said has created this atmosphere. where people are thinking anything could be happening. The Charlottesville protest, the protests at the monuments, the Proud Boys, the resurgence of the Klan. These things are real. These things are real, especially in the mind of the people. So all these things are happening. And then we have, of course, we have the lynching that we saw on TV, Ahmaud Arbery, right there for you. Right there for you. So this adds to more concern, more trepidation, more worry. And now we have black men hanging themselves. Now, I just want to get into some of the details because I've seen some people go, oh, this is crazy talk. This is crazy talk. We're not like that. We just saw cops kill a man slowly on TV. All of us saw it on cable TV, social media. We saw a cop kill it. We saw 3 cops kill a man while 1 cop stood guard for almost 10 minutes and no cop lifted a finger. So please, don't waste your damn time trying to tell me what America's not. Okay? We saw cops serve a no-knock warrant and shoot a woman 8 times in her bed, and none of them go to jail. So please don't waste your time telling me what America's not and how great America is. So just save that for some goofy mofo that you meet off the street that's drinking Trump Kool-Aid. Just save it for them. Save that. Put it in the, seal it up, put it in the fridge. Drink more of it later, because I don't want any of it, because I live in reality. You live in this place. We're skipping through the meadows, with lollipops and dandelions, and green clovers, and rainbows, and sunshine. You're skipping through the tulips, mofo. We're dealing with the real world and what real world life is. And what it is, it's not very friendly to us. Okay? Coupled with the fact we got all this homelessness and healthcare issues rampant. People being laid off and people not knowing where the next meal's coming from. These are all issues. But I just want to get into this thing. Mr. Harsh. Malcolm Harsh was 38 years old. Okay, just let me frame this, because people are saying, oh, you're crazy, you're just talking, you're just trying to scare people. Okay, fair enough. Let me make a case why people are doubtful. Mr. Harsh was 38 years old. He had no physical symptoms of any issues. His girlfriend says he was fine. They found him hung at 7 a.m. the next day. Now, he was in some financial issues. He was at a homeless, they were in some type of a tent. She said she was with him earlier that morning, but had returned to her tent for a short time when others alerted her to the situation, according to the sheriff's department. It's unclear how long Harsh's body had been hanging before it was found. He was pronounced dead at the scene. They said the deputies found no signs of foul play, but the forensic pathologist is awaiting toxicology results before determining his cause and manner of death. Here it is. The family says the deputy told them Harsh was hanging with a USB cord. A USB cord, mofo. Harsh was no little guy. Harsh was 6'3". He had blood on his shirt, blood on his body, and they said it was a suicide. There was blood on his shirt and his body. He was 6'3" tall. He wasn't even dangling from the tree, Johnson. There was a show called The Wire where they killed a man in the jail because they said he might tail. And they strangled him to death, and then they propped him up against the door with a towel or something and made it look like he hung himself sitting down. Most unbelievable, but people believe it. People believe these things. Mr. Harsh, his feet were on the ground. Do you understand why some people may have a little doubt that this was a suicide? Mr. Fuller is 24 years old. found hanging from a tree in Palmdale on June 10th. On Monday, sheriff's officials vowed a broad investigation after initially determining no foul play in his death as well. No evidence to support anything foul, no signs of a struggle. Just hanging from a tall tree where there are no ladders and it's pretty high to get up there. Not unlike something out of Watchmen, where they got Don Johnson, if you saw that. So what I'm saying to you is, it's on top of everything that we're stacking this on top of. This is very much a cause of concern for a lot of folks. We here at the Tim Black Show, look, I'm not here to feed into making people afraid or worried. That's not what we're doing. But I don't want to dismiss anything. I will not dismiss anything. I will tell you to be careful. I will tell all people to always be careful and watch their surroundings. This could be just, maybe Mr. Fuller wanted to go to the town square in front of the Capitol building or whatever in the middle of the night and climb a tree 15 feet in the air, and then maybe that was, I don't know, but just in case he had assistance, because you weren't there and I weren't there, just in case he had assistance, I'd like to caution all people, be very careful. What's going on with this case? What's going on with this case is the FBI, the California Attorney General, are now investigating both these cases. They're looking into them, and let's hope they come up with something definitive, at least the cause of death, and rule out these men being killed somewhere else and then propped up and hung up, or any other thoughts that people have about it. As with every case that covers loss of life, we wish the condolences. We'd like to send our condolences and deepest regrets to the families of Mr. Malcolm Harsh and Robert Fuller. We're sorry for your loss, and we will report this story as more information comes out. Okay. But please don't call people crazy or reactionary. I just like you to be, I don't want you to be, from a group of people that feel under attack on a daily basis and never really know what's going to happen. Just for a while. So then maybe you would stop dismissing things just because it's not you. It's not you. If all of a sudden people was like throwing tomatoes at white ladies, you'd be all up in arms, wondering where you're gonna, you'd be going to get a gun, if it was you. You to live constantly under attack, constantly aware of that you're different, or that the cops see a certain way, that people can get away with killing you. Like, to know that is a very heavy thing to carry with you on a daily basis. I don't know if people really grapple with the PTSD that's associated just with having brown skin in America, just knowing anything about America, even to the dummies who like to pretend everything's fine and kumbaya, 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 like to them, even them who lie to themselves on a daily basis about the reality of what this country's legacy really is towards black folks and Native American, indigenous folks. It's it's, they say to be aware in this country is to always be angry, if you really think about it, and you try not to think about it. So with that, we'll go to the next story. Now the next story is amazing. All right, because Donald Trump did something today. He signed an executive order on policing. Yeah, he used that pen, the magic pen that all presidents have, where they could do something. They could make things happen because it's a magic pen. They are the king of America. And with this pen, with this sword, with this staff, they're able to do things. Now, Donald Trump has his pen. He's been using the hell out of it. It's almost out of ink. He's used it so much. This is not original to Donald Trump. It's not exclusive to Donald Trump. All presidents have a pen. All presidents are endowed with a pen. Obama had a pen as well. He had a pen. Did he do this? I don't know. But what we're going to do is we're going to look at what Donald Trump did today. Don't get ahead of yourself. It's not all good, Johnson. But I would like to share with you the executive order that Donald Trump signed today. Here goes Donald Trump talking about this executive order. Fun times.
They work together. They all work together. That is why today I'm signing an executive order encouraging police departments nationwide to adopt the highest professional standards to serve their communities. These standards will be as high and as strong as there is on earth. The vast majority of police officers are selfless and courageous public servants. They are great men and women. When others run away from danger, police run straight into harm's way, often putting their lives at stake to protect someone who they don't know or never even met. Great danger. Police officers run straight toward this incredible harm. Take the World Trade Center. They ran straight into the Twin Towers of 9/11. Many of them never returned. Never returned. Very dangerous criminals. In many cases, local law enforcement is underfunded, understaffed, and undersupported. 47% of all murders in Chicago and 68% of all murders in Baltimore went without arrests last year. Americans want law and order. They demand law and order. They may not say it. They may not be talking about it, but that's what they want. Some of them don't even know that's what they want, but that's what they want. Women, young people, old people, young people without a high school diploma, every group, everybody was thrilled. Everybody had just about high-paying jobs. Our country was never in a better position, and we were planning on massive growth. It was happening. It was already there, including big salary increases, which were already taking place for the last 2.5 years. Big, big increases, record increases. Nobody's seen anything like it.
All right, Donald Trump talking about anything will always deteriorate into him talking about himself. You can ask Donald Trump, hey, Donald Trump, how's the weather outside? He may start off saying, hey, it's a nice day, but somehow he'll get to China, how he saved black people, and how Latinos love him. Somehow, some way, that's where the conversation is going to end. Something gratuitous about Donald Trump, because contrary to what Trump supporters believe about Donald Trump, he is an idiot. A self-pleasing idiot in front of people. So in order to take so basically, he talked a lot. He said a lot of things. He said, I strongly oppose radical and dangerous efforts to defund, dismantle, and dissolve our police departments. Americans know the truth. Without police, there is chaos. Without law, there is anarchy. Without safety, there is catastrophe. And with Donald Trump, there is also catastrophe. With Donald Trump, there is no safety. With Donald Trump, there is anarchy. I am Donald Trump. I am anarchy. There is no law with Donald Trump as president. Some say that Donald Trump's executive order will not deliver comprehensive, meaningful change and accountability to the nation's police departments. He does have some incentives in there for police to meet a level of, for police stations to meet a level of credentials as far as the training that they undergo. But training hasn't been helping up to this point. Do you really need to do you really need a training? Is this a training situation or is this a culture situation? Is this a training situation or is this more of, we just got some bigots in the house We got some corrupt bastards in the house. We got some crazy people. And look, no disrespect to crazy people, but definitely these people are not taking their medication. They are short on dosage. These people are either that or they are on some type of narcotic. There's something wrong with these various apples in the police force. But Donald Trump's executive order, I don't know if it addresses that at all. Here goes CNN. They're going to talk a little bit about it. They talk about what's in this executive order. One thing is banning of chokeholds, but only, but not in cases where cops feel that their lives are in jeopardy. So basically, he's not banning chokeholds because cops say that all the time. A guy could freaking jaywalk, and the cop will grab him and say, "I fear for my life." We just had a guy run yesterday, the other day, Mr. Rashad Brooks run with a taser, and the cop feared for his life. He was in fear for his life, Johnson, because that guy, was running with a taser. Walter Scott was running. Cop feared for his life. Tail light out. Ran. Feared for his life. Cop feared for his life. Shot him 4 times. Laquan McDonald, pocket knife. Shot him 16 times. Cop's defense, I feared for my life. So Donald Trump's executive order that I see people bragging about because he bans chokeholds, forget to leave to tell you the part where he said, except when police say they fear for their lives. And since we can't get into the brains to determine if they really were in fear for their life, and since the wobbliness of our judicial system, the prosecutors in bed with the policemen, the police chiefs in bed with the prosecutors, everybody, the district attorney, everybody working together in the little sandbox, going to dinner together afterwards, having drinks and barbecues and bar mitzvahs together, they rub each other's back. And at the end of the day, we can't get any convictions because, well, we know these are just good people. They're all good people. They're so great people. They're perfect. They're excellent. They're the best. They're the greatest. Here goes Van Jones and Bakari Sellers, and actually a person with some sense. Here, CNN, this person, let me just show it to you. Here we go.
Police reform today after meeting families of the victims of police violence and racially motivated shootings. He signed an executive order calling for a range of Justice Department guidelines and incentives for local police departments, seeking what the order calls, quote, independent credentialing, end quote. Police reform today after meeting families of the victims of police violence and racially motivated shootings. He signed an executive order calling for a range of Justice Department guidelines and incentives for local police departments, seeking what the order calls, quote, independent credentialing, end quote, to certify they meet higher standards for the use of force and de-escalation training. The standards would also ban the use of chokeholds, quote, except if an officer's life is at risk.
Reducing crime and raising standards are not opposite goals. They are not mutually exclusive. They work together. They all work together. That is why today I'm signing an executive order encouraging police departments nationwide to adopt the highest professional standards to serve their communities. These standards will be as high and as strong as there is on earth.
Reaction has run the gamut. Joining us now, CNN political commentator and former senior Obama administration advisor Van Jones. Also, CNN political commentator Bakari Sellers, author of the new book, My Vanishing Country, a memoir, and retired Los Angeles Police Sergeant Cheryl Dorsey, author of Black and Blue, The Creation of a Social Advocate. Van, you've been pushing for police reform for decades. What do you make of this executive order?
Look, I think it's pushing in the right direction. The main action is going to be in Congress. The bill that the House passes hopefully next week. We'll see what the Senate does with it. That's the main action. All the good stuff is there. The danger was...
Guys, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't make you sit through it. Okay? Van Jones talks for a long time, and he basically, says really nice things about Donald Trump. Bakari comes in and he says things that aren't nice about Donald Trump. It says about how much further we have to go, which they both agree we have further to go. And finally, they get to Cheryl Dorsey, who actually knows a little something because she was a police officer for many years. She says that this legislation has no teeth. If they really wanted to make changes, they would be able to give police officers a safe place in order to report other cops. And since they don't do that, then how can this ever, how can police themselves? You need to get the police departments, the sergeants and the people in charge, they should be held accountable for what their police officers do. If you don't do that, you got nothing. You can't leave it up to cops to tell on other cops. It should be the management and the structure of policing, those people to step in. And then the reprisals. I just tweeted out, I was watching something earlier today where there was a police officer who stopped a fellow police officer from choking a man that was handcuffed, and she was fired. Not only was she fired, she lost her pension. She was 19 years into a 20-year pension, and because she physically stopped a co-worker from choking a man who was already handcuffed, they kicked her out the department and ruined her career and took her money and took her pension. So we can sit back and we say, and I've said it, cops need to tell on cops, we need a structure, current structure of policing does not support police officers policing themselves. They get labeled as snitches, betrayers, Benedict Arnolds, or what have you, and their lives are in jeopardy and their futures are ruined. This is what happens. So, all right, so I'm going to go, I think that's about it. This executive order from Donald Trump doesn't go far enough. What we need is real change, real something, and I don't know if that's ever going to happen on a federal level, but on a local level, if we all get involved, we can force our local officials to make those changes that we want to see. The new legislation handed down by the House will have more teeth. It will have the ability will stop police officers from being able to just move about, to just move from one city to the next city. That's something Cheryl Dorsey talked about, how policemen can leave one department and just go across the town, go to a more friendly department that appreciates their aggressive attitude towards black folks and policing. There's nothing to stop them right now. And Donald Trump is not demanding that officers, perform at a higher standard. If he was really wanted to demand it, he'd say, we will defund you. We will stop sending you money. But he's come short of that. Donald Trump refuses to take money away from police departments that do the wrong thing. And as long as you're not going to disincentivize them in the form of money, then you're not going to get much reaction out of police officers. Because remember, it's not just police officers. It's whole police units. So that's what needs to happen. That's not happening. So we'll continue to cover this story as this bill is introduced in the House. And there should be a little more teeth in that one. But this is why people protest. This is why, though I'm tired of I support defunding the police because I know what it means. It means reallocating. Donald Trump believes that we don't give cops enough money. The cops are underfunded. Do you realize that police departments in some states, half the budget for everything that needs to be done in that state is allocated to the police department? Half. I mean, everything that needs to be done. Schools, hospitals, clinics, roadways, cleanup, environmental, everything. Count everything. Half of the budget, similar to our military. So that's why people say our police departments have become militarized. Now I'm going to go to phone lines. I'm going to leave you with one last thought. This pandemic exposed that we have medical professionals, we have nurses and doctors who are grossly underfunded. Grossly underfunded to the point where it's despicable and it should be shameful. We had healthcare workers during the pandemic wearing trash bags. Trash bags, Johnson. Meanwhile, because someone burnt down the Target, we somehow have the money for police officers to run into cities with full regalia. We're talking tanks, advanced weaponry, outfitted with the latest gadgets and gizmos to deploy projectiles, an outfit of armor, spare no expense for the law enforcement, but expense no spare for healthcare workers. Healthcare workers showed up in tattered clothes with holes in them, with their butts showing. And cops showed up fully decked out in red bottoms and Gucci. If that doesn't tell you something about what America deems as important, I don't know what does. So if we don't fix that, we're not really fixing anything. So all the bluster from Donald Trump and his tap dancers, they don't change the reality. We saw the reality. We're not into preserving life as we are into protecting property of those corporations. All right, with that, we're going to take a break. We'll come right back and go to phone lines. Let's hope that our phone lines are working. Be right back, Wolfpack. My guest today, Dr. Cornel West. Thank you, Mr. West, for being here.
My brother, I'm just so blessed to be in conversation with you. I want to salute you. You are a force for good in a mighty way, my brother. You remind me of William Monroe Trotter, that great black radical cutting against the grain, telling the truth, seeking justice, willing to get in trouble, be in the middle of controversy, but always grounded in quest for truth and justice, man. So I salute you, man.
Thank you, Dr. West.
A powerful new movement is rising across America. We are the 140 million poor and low-wealth people in this country, and we are building the Poor People's Campaign, a national call for moral revival.
On June 20th, we will rise together for the Mass Poor People's Assembly and Moral March on Washington, a digital justice gathering.
Our nation is at a historic crossroads.
But history teaches us that people from all walks of life must build a broad and deep movement from the bottom up.
On June 20th, we will come together to lift the voices and faces of poverty in the midst of pandemic for a massive, historic online gathering that will embolden us, strengthen us, and prepare us to fight for the kind of society we know we so badly need and deserve.
Rise with us. Visit June2020.org.
All right. Booyah. Okay, guys, don't forget to go to June2020.org. The digital event is going to be digital gathering. The Poor People's Campaign will commence June 20th. It's only a couple days away. Please go show up. It's online. You ain't got to leave your house. No one's saying go put yourself in harm's way. We got the COVID-19, but we also have a digital experience. So be a part of that. The Honorable Reverend Barber was on this show. He promoted it, and I think it's an amazing event. I support it. I hope to see you there. Once again, June20.org. June2020.org. 2020, 220s, June2020.org. I'll see you there. All right. Phone lines are open, guys. Let's get this a shot. 559, you are live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Brother Tim, Brother Eric up in Minneapolis. How you doing?
Hey, Brother Eric. How you doing, brother?
Hey, just day by day, you know what I'm saying? And just trying to make my way. But no, you swear, you know, we could probably co-author a book and call it, rename the Tale of Two Cities. I mean, it's we're living in, I mean, it's the best of times for some, it's the worst of times for the other. It reminds me of 2008, Jesus Christ. Mm-hmm. But I want to hit on what you had mentioned a little earlier because it's important. I mean, we know all this stuff, and it's not to, get bogged down in the mire. And I mean, because I think people get a little bit too encyclopedic or whatever. They want to let's get into this, but see, then they forget you got to move forward. You have to keep moving forward to the objective. You can't forget the basics, and you can't forget the objective. And I think too many people end up doing that. Well, this. Well, and. Well, yeah, hey, go out and do this and go out and do that. Either quit your job, go out and protest. Well, okay, yeah, I did that. So where am I going to live? Am I going to live with you? You going to pay my bills? Are you going to feed me? I mean, look, I just listened to you, for some of the shit that came out of your mouth to do this and do that. Now what? I'm destitute. Now I shouldn't have listened to you. We all know where I'm going with that. But more to the point now, because I like living in the solution, and that's what we're all about here. You know, because again, it's about the fundamentals, the basics. If you can, hey, now's the start doing it, and don't think it's too late. Every little bit, you know, again, conscientious spending. Accumulate what you can accumulate. If you're in a position, I mean, if you're in a fortunate position, you know, where, hey, this hasn't affected you that much, maybe you got some rental properties, something like that. If you got tenants that are on hard times, I've been advising clients to do this, is, hey, especially if you got it paid for, but as long as you can cover the mortgage on that rental, hey, work with them, cover them, you know, because it'll take them a little while to get back on their feet. They'll be so overjoyed that, I mean, hey, you start, and then they'll end up starting to pay rent again. But you just want the building occupied. You know, you're not losing anything. Smart. You've gone into that. If you've mortgaged it, you know, if you've taken out a mortgage on a rental property, you can cover the rental payment without somebody being there, right? Maybe you should have thought of that before, you know, you started being an asshole landlord. So just, you know, things like that. If you've been, you know, if you can grow food and got extra, you know, share, help people out with that, help people learn certain things. I mean, I've been trying to kind of do my part, my things with food. I mean, oddly enough, I can grow those like microgreens and sprouts. Those aren't too bad. But, man, I've been just having the damnedest of time with vegetables, you know, just like actual plants. You know, just one of those things. But I'm getting help with that. You know, and just you got a community. If you don't got one, boy, go find one. You know, that's the family dynamic. God, what if we, you know, had a little bit more of that and then just kind of throw everybody away? But no, what we're seeing right now, the interesting thing with Trump, and in contrast with Obama, you know, we're a laughingstock now because of that buffoon sitting in office. Yeah, he's exposing. Yeah, I like my racists very in the open. But, you know, that's the leader of the free world that represents us. And he's a laughingstock to the whole fucking world. Say what you want about Obama. We were not embarrassed to have that man, you know, as the leader of the free world. I mean, and I'm just talking about the image. I'm not trying to defend the guy. This is just facts. You know, but what's it gonna take locally? Again, I've said for years, you know, federal takes a while to fuck with you, but local fucks with you now. Like police officers, do people understand that police officers, you have more, as a police officer, you have more power than the President of the United States. Yep. And we're seeing it right now. Yep. I mean, sure, Trump runs his mouth. Oh yeah, I can shoot somebody Fifth Avenue. I'm sure he can. But these guys are actually doing it, and they have immunity. The only guy I remember, just period, that got nailed for killing somebody was that guy that shot the white woman. Yep. That's it. In the whole series, that's it. That's a pretty good fucking streak, isn't it? Pretty good. And they're acting accordingly. We needed to, because they work for us, and we need to take that shit back. Hey, unacceptable. I have to be very careful with who I talk to, and I tell people, hey, you better be careful around me. Don't be saying certain things about, I mean, especially cops, how bad you got it. You know, statistically, that's not even a very dangerous job. In fact, you want to know of the cops that die every year, only a small percentage of them actually die in the line of fire from somebody else's, you know, actions, because a lot of them are suicides. Yeah. Real shit.
Very true.
So, you know, learn the stuff, but don't get so bogged down in the mire that you forget your objectives. You forget to move forward. You forget to accumulate. You forget to save. You forget, you know what, I'm only going to patron certain things. You know, do it with you. This is a multi-faceted thing. And, hey, do what you know, if you're in an unsavory job, you know, like right now, you know what, do what you can. Think of it as income. You know, it's like mining. You know, you're using it to extract wealth from that into your own community, and then spend that money within your own community. Town, but there's multiple games in town, and if you happen to be in a situation where that's your reality, look, think of it as wealth extraction, and operate accordingly. They get that little taste, right? And then all of a sudden they think they're on the team. You're never on the team. You know why you're never on the team? Because you're not them personally. Mm-hmm. And as long as you got a community to back. Where are you sitting at the table? Did you get to pick the seat? What?
Yeah, guys, I don't know if we're going to be able to do this. It's nothing I can do. I'm still waiting on the equipment to arrive. It's very frustrating to do a show this way. Very frustrating to do a show this way.
Start your show now, press 1. To hear important instructions, press 2.
Since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting you now.
All right, Brother Eric, I appreciate the phone call, man. I don't know if you can still hear me, but thank you so much for those words, my friend. I appreciate you. I'm going to the next call, see if that next call is there. 715. You're live if you can hear me.
Hello, Tim.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Okay, what's your name? What's your comment?
I just want to say...
Hey.
I'm Chris, and I'm from Wisconsin, rural area in Wisconsin, and I've been listening to you since you were showing kids' dads smashing Xboxes.
Goodness gracious. Wow, man, you are Chris. Give it up for Chris, y'all. Chris has been around for a long time. So what's up, Chris? What's your comment, brother?
I just want to talk about the protests and stuff, and coming from where I live, you know, I live in Hicktown, and I get, you know, Black Lives Matter and why they're rioting and everything, but around here we get a lot of, well, why are they doing that? Why are they burning their city? Why, you know? And I try to explain to them, you know, this is why they're doing it, because, you know, more black people are shot by cops than whites, and all that fun stuff, but they just don't seem to understand it. And I just wish that, I was thinking, like, if in the movement, because I've been watching a lot of live streams and stuff, and there's a lot of white people out there,
yeah,
in the riots or the peaceful protests. I wish that they would bring up signs on some of the white people that have also died because of police brutality. Like there was that one homeless dude that the cops beat to death a few years ago. Kelly. That was pretty brutal. And if they would do that, I don't know if the white people in the crowd are scared to do that because they don't want to be, you know, screw with the movement or whatever. But I feel like if both sides showed both parts of the police brutality, then, you know, like the rednecks up by where I live, then they have no way to refute it. Because I understand where they're coming from. I get it. You know, I you know, I feel sad about all that shit that's going on. But to get some of these people, and they're good people, they just don't understand because they watch too much Fox News or whatever. And they're, you know, these people, they're burning their own city. They're doing this. They're doing that. Why are they doing this? If they had a face that looked like them forefronted as well in this movement, I think it would help even the people that are too stupid to get it.
All right, Chris. Well, look, man. Look, I appreciate you calling in. It's good to have you around, my brother. And I like to speak to that, man. And remember, this is not to you, Chris. This is to the people that you are describing that you say are good people, but are just hicks. Hey, hicks. I have a hard time understanding how anything I say will help. If you obviously, I don't think saying that white people are getting shot by police and that white people are being stomped on is going to help them, because that's the reality. Just that people don't care when white people are stomped on. Other white people don't care when white people get stomped on. I've covered it several times. You're on a channel where I covered Mr. Kelly that you're describing, that you're talking about. That was in California. They beat the man to death. You would be surprised if you saw how many people actually shared and watched that video. I covered when they shot the homeless guy who was in a park in the hills, minding his own business. And because you're not supposed to camp in the park, they shot him about 15 times. I don't know how many times they shot this guy. They Swiss cheesed him. I covered that. The problem is there are a lot of white people have police attachments. They believe what they've seen on TV about police. They believe the Hollywood movies that all police are good and they're fighting a bad guy. America has built this folklore surrounding law enforcement and war. So whenever you're trying to explain to them that this idea in your head may not be exactly reality, people push back. And then you throw in race too? I mean, come on. You throw in race on top of it? Oh, God. I mean, you know how hard it is to get people to realize that we don't need to be in these wars? We got vets committing suicide every day, and we still have people mad because other people don't want to salute the flag. We're not taking care of the vets that we put in harm's way. And no one gives a shit about that. They just focus on Kaepernick for taking a knee during the flag salute. So it's really like there are people who are not going to be on board. Thank God we don't need everybody. We don't need everybody to make a movement. We don't need it. We're not going to get everybody. Don't feel like everybody. It's sort of like this show, Chris. I accepted it. Hey, I don't need everybody to like me. Nor should I. And once I started doing that consistently, things start going in the right direction finally again. The less I tried to fit in with other people who I had no business trying to fit in with to begin with, we had very little in common. We wouldn't normally hang out and kick it. Now I'm more with the people that I should be with. And that's the same thing goes for movements. We don't need to change it. We don't need to make it modify. This is what it is. Black people are people too. And if they don't care about people, they don't care about people. I've said this a million times, brother. America doesn't just lock up more black people than any other country. America locks up more white people than any other country. The only problem is those white people, when cops lock up white people think they got it coming. There is no solidarity. They think that white people had it coming. Those are the bad whites. Those are trash. That's what they think. Whatever the situation, they will always elevate the establishment. That's Americanism. That is American nationalism. And once again, we don't need them. We are making noise with who we have. Let's grow people that aren't bigots. Let's not try to there's too much to do to reform bigots and fight the establishment and get the word out and, go vote down ticket like in the ballot. There's too much to try to swoon or smooze and woo in people that don't value black people's lives. And my last point is this, bro. They said, why are black people burning their own city? If it was their own city, would the cops be killing them? Would there really be a problem with police? Look, okay, Rodeo Drive, I don't know, the Beverly Hills, they have police. You really don't think there aren't people in Rodeo Drive or in Beverly Hills who aren't doing things that are illegal? You really don't think there aren't rapes? You really think there aren't people doing drugs? You really believe people with money got more money to do more shit? You really don't think they aren't doing stuff? But why aren't they pissed off and breaking stuff. Because they really own that place, Johnson. And you know what else? Cops walk on eggs in Beverly Hills because people have money. They got money there. See? That's the difference. So it's a hard... I don't know if you tell your people this at all. Having this conversation may get you, I don't know if it helps you to have a conversation with them trying to persuade them. We have a story, we have something here called Sprinkle Some Facts on Them and get out of there. So for you, that's what I'm encouraging you to do. Give them one bit of information and keep it moving. The one bit of information I would give them, I would say, I know you're upset. I know you got to put, I know you're upset. You think these people shouldn't be burning down the Target. Well, if they own the city and it was their city, they would own the police department. And if that was true, then the police department would probably treat them better. Maybe part of the problem is they really don't have any control over anything in their city, really. Just a thought. Maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe if people had control over their own lives, could control their schools, their hospitals, their law enforcement, their court systems, their sheriffs, maybe if they had some control and real relationship, maybe this wouldn't be happening. That's part of the problem. Anyway, I'm going to go keep it moving, Chris. Thank you for the phone call, man. Glad to know you're a long-time listener. I still think that dad shouldn't have beat up that Xbox in front of their kid and then make the kid beat the machine up, beat the game up himself. That was still horrible. That's bad parenting. I did it as a joking way, but I really believe there's a better way to parent. Kid gets bad grades, so you make them destroy their toy. It's not good. Demoralizing is what it was. Remember that? See, I was on it then, man. 8 years ago, I had it. All right, next call. 617. You're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim. How's it going, man?
Hey, what's up, bro?
It's Stevie again. Man, rip Robert Fuller and rip Malcolm Harsh. It's, I've been better, man. But yeah, I just wanted to call in and say that. It just keeps going on. And, they had the audacity this time, with all the things that are going on, they had the audacity to go up and say, stop talking about lynching. It's like, what the fuck? Like, what? I don't get that. I don't get that at all. I mean, I do get it because it's the white power structure in America that just keeps doing this shit. But that's just the fucking beast that we got to go up against. So, yeah, I wanted to call. I wanted to call and say that. That seems to be the topic of the call. So I've been watching a lot of people like keep up with your activism because you never know the moment where the climate changes, so that you have an opportunity.
I don't know, man. All right, guys. Like I really tried. I'm really trying here tonight. I don't think we could do this. We want to try one more time, or we gonna call it a wrap. We get it. It's not going to work. We're gonna have to wait on the news equipment to start coming in, and we'll start doing it because this looks really bad. Or do we give it one more shot? What do we think, you two? No. Blog Talk Radio, you can do it. What the hell? Try again. Okay, so I got one try again. Stop. One more time. Damn, Tim, give it one more shot. All right, Sentiment Complex, because you just donated to the show, that $5, I'm going to try again. I'm going to put myself through it one more time because you said one more time. I'm going to overlook all harsh things you've ever said about me. I'm going to give it one more try. This could lead a person to drink large amounts of alcohol.
To hear important instructions,
Since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting
They
you
keep
now.
letting me back in, Johnson. All right. Hey, Stevie. Anyway, thank you, Stevie, for being here. Let me go to another. I'm trying to get another call in while I can. 408. I hope that you can hear me, 408. What's your name? What's your comment? Uh-oh.
Oh, hey, can you hear me?
I hear you. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? It's your boy Alex from Berkeley.
Alex, man, look at that. That's amazing. What's on your mind, Alex?
Oh, man. I'll tell you, man. America, Tim, is a factory of sadness. America is like the Springfield nuclear plant where Homer Simpson works, and every cop is Chief Wiggum. Welcome to the new roaring 20s, Tim. Last call for the First Amendment. Last call for right to a fair day in court. Last call for streets without, cops in them. Sometimes I feel Thanos had the right idea, Tim. Cutting down our population to a good size. You ever think that the stupid bug is hitting this country at an all-time high? I hate watch Tucker Carlson, for the lulz. And he says that the Democratic Party has taken over the Pentagon and is undergoing an infiltration, the police force and, the Fed, because most cops vote for Donald Trump. Well, la-dee-da, what kind of brain-dead Dan Quayle bullshit is this? The Democratic Party that can't even control their own base, that Democratic Party is coup d'etat-ing the cops. How brilliant! These people think Joe Biden is controlled by the radical left. God, I wish he was controlled by the radical left. Who ordered the cup of Joe with cream and sugar? Oh, wait, it's just cream and sugar. Joe Biden versus Donald Trump in the Republican primary nomination. Excuse me. I meant the general presidential election. Slip of the tongue there. I haven't seen much of a difference lately. Just think about that. Joe Biden and Donald Trump, the most beatable candidates I've ever seen in my life. Now, how many in the chat out there think we live in a democracy? Okay, I see no one. How many of you think we live in a one-party state masquerading as a two-party state? The Democrats are on the inside what the Republicans are on the outside, each having almost identical financial backers to grease all the appropriate orifices and holes. So maybe it's no surprise that war criminals like George W. Bush and Colin Powell are claiming they're going to back Joe Biden. I shouldn't have to say anything about Joe Biden. I already have. If I touched women the way Joe Biden did, I would be in prison. And of course, King Ronald McDonald came back on the TV to assure me that all is well, that the job statistics are looking up even though they've never been worse, historically speaking. He looks even more like a deer caught in headlights than usual, Tim. Have you noticed that? I mean, that no matter how much they package him, he still gives off this vibe like he knows he doesn't belong where he is. I know this isn't really new, but I still can't believe the stuff that comes out of this guy's mouth, and he gets away with it. I mean, the breaking point of race relations in this country via police brutality, and look who we have in charge. A sitcom villain. This is the same guy that called people from Greece Grecians, called Jimmy Carter a European socialist. He thought Friends was a movie, and the Taliban was a rock band. I just made all that shit up, but you know what? I don't know. I don't think we should assume that he didn't say all that.
Right.
And then he says he's going to fight the Silicon Valley companies from censoring him. And Melania, his wife, who actually has one hell of a evil pair of eyes if you ever looked at her carefully, she says that her do-good project as the First Lady is going to be cyberbullying. Maybe because of what snores on the other side of the bed. I don't know. And then we got our third option, the Green Party. I'll yell about them some other time, but what I'll say right now is somewhere in a corporate building in a rundown city in New York, there's a broom closet with a piece of loose leaf paper taped to it and written in crayon, Green Party headquarters. Embarrassing. You know, it shouldn't have to be this way. Americans shouldn't have to work so hard to police their elected officials, but that's the way it is whenever we get apathetic and stop making an effort to stay involved. You know, whenever we stop keeping an eye on them, the old guard is given a chance to dig themselves in further. Politicians don't like to be on TMZ, Tim. They don't like being held accountable to the public. Pressure forces their hand. We can't have this tempting possibility of coasting along indefinitely in unaccountable luxury on taxpayer dollars. It's too great a temptation. So the possibility shouldn't exist. We need serious term limits. Private sector people should come in for a short time, do their job, and then go back to their private lives, you know? Corporations are the problem there. Corporations are the critical mass issue now that Vietnam and the civil rights were in the 60s and 70s. We don't even have capitalism in this country except for the little people. We have feudalism, new feudalism, the new corporate feudalist world order. And disenchantment with that is growing at an unprecedented level. You know, a big issue we also need to do is end the war on drugs. Now, let's call the war on drugs what it is. Ethnic cleansing American style. The war on drugs. And, of course, it's a whole lot of fun upsetting the same people who think you're drinking coffee first. Next thing you know, you're shooting up heroin under a bridge. You know, these candidates are just extensions of the owners of this country that fight to keep the rabble sedated and stupid. So, you know, so that the capitalist global international system can keep working for them, and they run off with all the fucking money. Then they throw millions of dollars at people like Sean Hannity to, you know, be an idiot. And even Cornel West can't even do nothing about that. I think you saw the video, right?
Yeah.
Nothing you can do about Sean fucking Hannity. God, I hate him. You know, who tell us to point the finger at poor people who use food stamps to pay for cup of noodles and Campbell's chunky soup so they don't go hungry in the richest nation on earth. Everyone's robbing this country and sucking off your hard-earned tax dollars. Really? We're supposed to rub our monkey craniums for a while and go, you know, he's got a point. He's spending money he didn't earn on Campbell's chunky soup so he don't go hungry. It's bullshit. Bullshit, Tim. The bank, you know, the bank shouldn't foreclose on poor people just because, you know, they can't afford it, just because of COVID-19 laying you off. This is a world, this is a...
That was a good run.
We got to get more unified. We've got to make sure that this election never happens again. I don't want to come here 4 years from now and see something worse than Donald Trump and Joe Biden. All right? Remember, right wing or left wing, it's a big club, and you ain't in it. I yield my time to you, Tim.
Alex from Berkeley, ladies and gentlemen. Alex from Berkeley. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate you, man. All right. Oh, man. I tell Alex needs to start his own YouTube channel. I like to call it segments. And I told him, I said, Alex, Vexed with Alex. Get vexed with Alex. I just think Vex and Alex work. But just another great addition to the YouTube, to the Tim Black Wolfpack. Another Johnson right there, so it's good stuff. Look, like Cinnamon Complex. And also give it up for Cinnamon Complex and A.D. Diane, who say, give it one more shot, Tim Black. One more shot with the phone lines, brother. Let's try one more time. Give it the whole, you know, Tim Black Wolfpack Johnson try. And look what happened. I think we're on a roll. The phone didn't die, so let's go to the next call. 252. I think I know who this is, but let's be sure. 252, how you doing?
Yes, me, Carol from Fayetteville.
What's up, Carol? What's on your mind tonight?
I want to dabble in the conspiracy a little bit and then get back to the facts, because, you know, we only dwell in facts here. But I wanted to talk about, you know, the two cases where they had the brothers that were hung in California and I think Florida. And I don't know if you know this, but there is another case in Texas and a female in Georgia that has also been hung. And my conspiratorial spin on it is, you know, we all know that the white supremacist group infiltrated the police in the 90s and beyond. That was their agenda. What if they are targeting black people because they're protesting in this case and they don't like that they are forcing the hand of the government to deal with them appropriately? What if this is like a dog whistle, like this is what's going to happen to you if you keep doing what you're doing, because we are in control of things and you're not going to question our authority and you're not going to force these people to half act right when it comes to us. That's my conspiratorial spin on that situation, and I have a fear that this is probably not going to be the end. And that's the part that scares me and should scare every individual, no matter where you fall on the race line, because, you know, it's us today, but it could be you tomorrow. I also wanted to talk about, let's get back to the factual information. The Democrats, you know, having really a one party. It's not a party of Democrats and Republicans. It's corporatists. That's what it is. I read something on Twitter that deeply disturbed me yesterday, and I wanted to talk about it and get your opinion on it. You know, the Democrats are rushing to try to show such solidarity with Black Lives Matter, and they're rushing to try and push this agenda through that, oh, we got your back, and oh, you know, I want you guys to pay attention, and this is why, by the way, and for those of you who don't know, this is why a lot of African Americans or blacks generally do not vote. Every 4 years, it's an election cycle. It's a democratic cycle that goes back and forth. They put these proposals out, and they promise they're going to do this, this, and this, and this, and this, and nothing ever gets done. So Crystal Ball shared on her page the Metro Police Department budget. And I want y'all to understand the importance of what was displayed in that proposed budget. For 2020, they proposed a 3.3% cut to the police department. And then I don't know if they meant to put this out or not, but they also put out the 2021 proposed budget. So you're going to, quote unquote, agree with us to defund the police. We're going to make this 3.3% cut. But then next year, you're going to increase it right back up because it's not an election year and you don't think people are going to notice. This is the fundamental problem, and this is why African Americans do not believe in the system. How dare you sit here and act like you're creating solutions, and you're sitting here and you're misleading the American people, particularly my people. You're saying that, okay, we're going to go along with you defunding the police, and then we're going to raise it right back up, and we're going to act as if, you know, your lives matter. But really they don't matter, because if they mattered, you would continually defund the police to a point, and you would put that money into the resources in the community that can be used. You know, unfortunately, I don't know if you've seen any statistics lately, but the public education system has got about 20% of people who are graduating from high school and are considered illiterate. They can't read. I don't understand how we have this statistic in America, the first-rate country in the world, supposed to be the greatest country in the world, and you got 20% of people graduating from high school and can't read. I don't understand what you think is going to change if you're not going to really be behind that change. How dare you try to misinterpret what we're trying to do? When we say defund the police, we don't mean defund the police just because 2020 is an election year. We want to defund it, period. We need continual defunding. We need you to make a continual effort to take our issues and make them a priority. Nothing of what you hear and half of what you read. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you for letting me speak, and you guys have a good day.
All right. Thank you, Kira, for those words. I appreciate it. And I have not... I covered the activist who was found murdered in Florida. I didn't know there was a woman who they say committed suicide as well. Covered that activist yesterday, Miss Sunalu. I don't know. Okay, let's go. While the phone lines are working, let me try to get to the next phone call. Maybe we're on a roll. I hope that we are all on a roll. 310, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, it's Smart Sister Tim. How are you?
How are you?
I'm good. I just called to say, to agree with that sister, it's not a conspiracy or anything. What white supremacy is showing you that all your marching, all of you think you got something going, we gonna show you that you still ain't about shit. And we gonna kill you, and we gonna put the fear in any of the rest of the y'all that might want to go march. This is what the fate you could possibly have. I saw a young brother today on another platform, broke my heart. Poor brother was crying, and he just said, I'm so tired of leaving my house afraid every day. You know, and he was talking about all these lynchings. Look, let me say this. I am 59 years old. I done been around the barn quite a few times. The time is over to keep begging and asking and marching and asking and marching and asking. The time is for us to pull our money, spend it with ourselves, do a black exodus. That's what we need to do. Okay, because I'm not going to waste no more of my breath, time, whatever, worrying about trying to ask somebody to give me the rights that I should have. And basically, we got to pull our shit and do our own thing and let the chips fall where they may. And trust me when I say fall at where they may, people can take that cried, marched, begged, pleaded, sung songs, walked slow, sing low, and what? We now in 2020, you got 5 people being lynched in the last week. Really? It ain't no dog whistle. That's just telling you what they gonna do. So it's about time they figure out what we gonna do. That's what's gonna have to happen. Because other than that, 20 years from now, we'll still be having the same damn conversation. And that's what I got to say about it. And don't nobody want to hear that, but that's what it's going to be, because I'm not worrying about, I'm so happy about us working, marching together. Marching ain't going to get you nothing. You know, and until white people have to give up something, until they have to give up some white privilege, and until some more of them die, because obviously they killing some of them. Look at that one white woman died from the tear gas. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. It just is what it is. And death is pretty much all people understand. And that's the honest to God truth.
Wow. Well, look, thank you for the phone call, sister. I appreciate it. There are people that think this is a joke. They really do think it's a joke, man. Like, they don't get it. That's why sometimes, like, it's okay, so let me just say on the record, folks, we haven't had to do this for a while. You know, as long as I was talking about Hillary Clinton, it was pretty safe. You start getting into this area, it gets dangerous. For the record, I'm not depressed. Not at all. So if you get any news about Tim Black, investigate that shit, because I'm not depressed. I'm not upset. I'm doing what I want to do with my life, and I'm in good spirits. So just remember that. And look, people need to recognize that How can I say this without getting in there? I don't want any issues. I'm not here to tell you what other people aren't. Let me just say this. I've been challenging the powers that be for a long time. If people can't smell who's real and who's not real, fine. For the people that follow this show who know what's real, who know I call out power no matter who it be, and not just because it's fashionable to do, you realize that there's a cost to pay. There's a potential cost to pay for that. So, there it is. So this is reality. This is what we're dealing with. The sister's absolutely right. And anybody who dismisses it, and I'm not just saying just because you're on Facebook, you got to worry if you make a post. I'm saying when you're, Killer Mike said he's a rapper. He doesn't want to have to do this work. He doesn't want to have to do this. He'd rather it be us, people who are with platforms who are telling these stories. Because it's a price to pay. He'd rather just be doing his job, making music and giving back to his community. He'd rather than have to speak out like this. It's risky. That's why not everyone does it. You don't think people realize there's something wrong? People are afraid. So anyway, I'll go to the next call. Thank you for your phone call, sister. I got a 561 number out here. 561, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
What's happening, Tim? Can you hear me?
I got you. Go right ahead.
This is Ty from West Palm Beach.
All right, Ty.
So, thank you for having me. I want to speak a little bit about what I did last Saturday. I went down to Boynton Beach, and there was another protest down there, so I went down there to check it out. We walked a long way, and it ended in a park. And I wasn't aware it was put on by this church, and they had one, I guess, the elders or somebody speak, and then they brought up the chief of police for Boynton Beach. And so that's the reason we're all out there. We're all marching for police brutality. They tell us right before he speaks that there's going to be a little town hall, implying that it was going to be there that day or while he was speaking before he started talking. He started to talk. He said a whole lot of nothing with a whole bunch of words, and then he got off. And then they started talking about where the town hall is going to be this week sometime, blah, blah, blah. So then, we were all kind of, it led us to believe that there would be questions we could ask the chief of police. And then there was just nothing. There was no information. And then they brought somebody else up, like to read a poem. And I'm like, the art and all that's all good, but we just have the chief of police up there. This is the reason we're out here. We're protesting police brutality. We've got the chief of police up there, and we just let him go. Nobody even asked him a single question. Well, he came out into the crowd, and he was about 2 people in front of me, and we speak truth to power. So I wasn't about to let him get away without at least asking him something. So I walked over to him, very politely got his attention. I said, man, why don't you get up there and ask some questions? The people want to hear from you. They don't want to hear the poem. They don't want to hear, these people up here. We're out here because of you. So, why don't you go back up there and, take some questions or something? And he says, well, I was just up there. Didn't you hear me speak? Did you miss it? I said, no, I saw you. I just don't know anything new since before you went on. You didn't say anything. Everything you did say was very vague. I said, you are the leader of the organization that is the reason all of these people are gathered here today. We're all here because we want to hear specifically what you're going to do to reform this and fix these problems. And he looked at me and he said, I'm not the preacher. And then somebody from the church who organized it came over to me and the chief of police just walked away. Feet to the fire. Somebody yell at it.
It's only getting worse, guys. It's only getting worse. All right, folks. Ty, you went away. You never came back, man. It just sounds like an interesting story. People need to check themselves and be concerned about why they are doing whatever they're doing. Like why you're there protesting. Glad to see you took the opportunity, initiative, to put the focus on the police chief. Unfortunately, he seems like he didn't have, he didn't want. I noticed that a lot of people in power don't want to be held accountable for anything. They feel no real duty to the people. It's like these are underlings. These are these little people. These are little dots. They don't matter. I'm powerful. You're not. So I don't have to answer to you. When it's supposed to be the opposite. But that's how they treat us. And it's not unlike many politicians. They do the same thing. They actually look down on the people that put them in power. And the only people that they do respect are people with money. If you don't think there are people, rich people or people with money in his district or in his, that he knows that he will tap dance for, oh, yes, there are. Yes, there are. He can do a nice jig if necessary. It's just not with you regular people. It's not with the regular citizens who he's supposed to serve and protect, who pay his salary or whatever. So. But thank you, Ty, for the phone call, guys. Ty's a good man. My brother, Ty. Real talk. Thank you, Ty. 360. Let's try another number. 360, you're live. What's your comment? What's your name? What's your comment? Figure we keep trying, man. It's just spinning now. 360. Yep. There is no love. Like I stated, guys, we're in the process of upgrading our equipment. It's not here yet due to, I guess, the slowness of deliveries. It's going to be a little while. I'm expecting by early next week, but I can't just not do shows. I got to try because, well, my Wolfpack, there are people who listen to our show daily. And I want to provide that service. This is what we do. So we try to give it a go even if it's difficult. That's what independent media is about, right? Well, that's what community, forget that. That's what community is about. We have a duty to our community, and this is a duty to the community. All right, Johnson, let's try another number. 512, can you hear me, 512? Now no one can hear me. See, it's just no one can hear us, guys. And I'm surfing the internet. They say, well, maybe you got a drop on your computer. I'm right now on my computer and I'm on Google. And I'm searching for stuff. And it's coming up very quickly. So it's not a network connection problem. Because I'm on the internet, on the computer, surfing right now. 240, can you hear me? So I don't know what it is, guys. We're connected to the internet. And it's just Blog Talk Radio. And we have a very solid, fast connection over here, so I don't know what's happening. But I do know, guys, that, wow, we're killing it. I'm doing a speed test while we're here. Because that's what they always say when we have problems with their service. Is, are you fast? You running on a fast computer? Did you drop the connection? Yeah, we're at 48 megabits per second download. Pretty fast. All right, guys. So, yeah, I'm going to have to leave it there. This is going to be too aggravating. It's not working. That's what it is. It ain't working. I'm going to try to click one more time so we get any love at all. Our caller dropped at 240 dropped. 512. 512, you're live. Can you hear me? 512. Apparently no one's here. Which I know is not true. We have people in the queue. All right, people in the queue, if you would like to go to join us on YouTube, if you leave a super chat, I will read your comment. And it's something. It's the least I could do. Go do that, and I'll try to read your comment out. That's go to YouTube.com, look for Tim's Take Live or the Tim Black Show. I should come up. You should see us live there, and you can make a comment there. I wonder how things are going on Facebook. You guys good on Facebook? Yeah. Well, for all the people that called in tonight, I want to thank you for bearing with us. We fight the good fight even if things are tough, right? And we just keep going, and that's what we did tonight. And I feel good about it. Mr. Slick Words Smith became a member. Welcome to the Wolfpack. Slick Words. We need you, Mr. Slick Words. We need some slick words right about now. Give them hell, Tim, for Jimmy Mack in San Diego. You got it, man. Thank you for supporting the show, Slick Wordsmith. Red Forest, thank you. Wood Mines, Inwood, New York, Fort Tyrone Park. Dominique Alexander, 27. This is one of the people found hanging in a park June 9th, medical examiner ruling of the suicide. Not many are talking about it. Well, thanks to you, I'm talking about it right now. Dominique Alexander. Annie, hey, I love the way you tell it like it is. Preach, Tim. People don't want to see what's right in front of them. Roger Meadows in the house. Try not to be too hard on the IT desk. They don't know your level of expertise in the field. A lot of times I get called to a client to fix a printer. Then ask what did I do? I tell them I pressed the power button. Oh, I used to be in the field. I know what you're talking about. I love those calls. Didn't you? Yeah? I'd walk up and they'd be like, I don't know what's going on. I'd be like, move. They get out the chair. Chair be all hot. Like, oh, God. Let the chair. I try to, I don't want to sit in someone's chair right after they sat in it. So I'd like small talk for a minute. Like, wow, let the chair air out. Let the cushion breathe a little before I sat in it. Nothing's worse than sitting in a hot-ass chair. You know what I mean? Some, person letting them go in the chair, and you got to sit in that chair. Now, you want that chair to breathe, man. You want some air to get to that thing. So I'm like, so how are the kids? Oh, really? Oh, wow. You don't say. Wow. Oh, did the little man draw this? Wow, that's a great picture. That's a dog, right? Oh, no, it's his grandma. Oh, it's grandma. Okay. Grandma, that's nice. Oh, no, she drew it? Okay. Oh, okay. All right, I think we can sit down in your chair now. John, Trump's on BS. People respond to consequences. Punish the cops, just like we get punished with jail time. Right. Loss of a job and a permanent record. Did you watch How Can We Win on YouTube? Come on, Johnson. Did you watch How Can We Win on YouTube? I didn't watch that. Who put this out? I need to see this. How Can We Win? I need to review it, Johnson. How Can We Win? See? You guys are part of why I have any success at all. I'm trying to tell you. People try to change your brother Tim Black. I will not change. I'm going to become more of me than I was. I'm not going to change. I'm going to get more and more, become more and more who I am. That's what I'm going to do. You're not going to corporatize me, people. No way. I don't want it. That's the kiss of death. Thank you, Sheldon Hughes. Thank you, Sheldon Hughes. Thank you, John. Cinnamon Complex, a little something toward getting the phone lines together. Thank you, Cinnamon. Rail Kodo. Thank you, Rail Kodo. Appreciate you supporting the show. Gilberto Portela de Rosa. She said, try again. I did. Well, Gilberto could be a guy. I don't know, man. I don't know these things. Gilberto Portela de Rosa. Man, I wish my name had some flair. Tim Black. It's like 2 syllables, man. That's my whole name? Actually, Timothy. Prestigious, right? Style. Then somebody called me Timmy and I want to punch him in the nose, you know? All right, Timmy. Like, oh, okay. Oh, that's what we're doing. What we're doing, huh? We're calling me Timmy, huh? I'm 6 now. Okay. I cut my son's hair today. He was not happy. Something about his hairline he didn't like it. Hey, come on, man. Obviously, I know a lot about cutting hair. Ronald Brooks Jr., new member of the Wolfpack. What's up, Ron? Welcome to the show, Ron. Thank you for joining, becoming a member. Mr. Slick Wordsmith says, this for the new phone system, Johnson, the roads they grew from the concrete. Oh, yeah, brother. Ain't nothing but a gangster. Ain't nothing but a Johnson party. Da-da. Ain't nothing but a Johnson party. Da-da. Picture perfect. I paint a perfect picture. My petition just get better. All right, Nathaniel. Nathaniel, what's up, man? Nathaniel. Yeah, Nathaniel, that name gets as much grief as Timmy. Nathaniel. This ish out here in Palmdale is ridiculous. Only after we marched to the station did their tune change. We got a history of white supremacists in the police as well as chapters out here. What? What we talking about? David Melford in the house. What's up, D? Thank you, Tim. Keep going. Drop the mic. I'll donate to GoFund. Thanks, fam. I put the GoFundMe up here. Let me put that again. Put up here. I gotta get a real phone line, man. Forget this virtual phone line stuff. Princess Queen. The most crazy part about the Fuller case is he was hung in front of a local government office. How do they not know he died? How do they not know how he died? Right? Where's the surveillance? Ain't nothing but a Johnson party. That's a very important question. They don't have cameras in front of government facilities. I think they do, Johnson. So why don't they have it on camera, him climbing the 15-foot tall tree? Davy Salt. Breonna's law would not prevent what happened to her in the first place. We need to stop calling it a victory and call it an insult to her name. I did, Johnson. Did you watch my video? Did you watch my video? I know you're not talking to me, Davey, because if you watch obviously you didn't watch my video, because I called it a slap in the face. So you need to watch my content, subscribe, become a member of this show. So you're responding to watching other people. You gotta watch my shit. I drops the elbow. Okay? I dropped the elbow. Are you watching like Doughboy? I could dance for massa. I'ma dance for massa. You don't watch that, do you? Bleep, 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 bleep. You don't watch him. Is that who you been watching? I know you're not watching that. I know you're not watching that, dude. Let me sell you some weed. Let me sell you some prop. You can put $1 into this kitty, and then we're gonna sell this weed to you. You get the CBC oil. You ain't watching that guy, are you? Are you watching that guy? I wish CNN would bring me back, because I know everything. I'm the most intelligent person to ever do commentary, the history of commentaries. I got guests. All right, so I got this guy out here who don't know anything. This person here who know a little bit. They got this woman over here. They got this other woman over here. All right, go ahead, person. Go ahead and say something. Go ahead. Oh, just shut up. Let me talk. Listen, this is the way we do it. This is politics. This is the way it works. This is how black people need to listen to me. Listen to me. I got no neck, but I know everything. I got everything in my little bald head, my little fat head with my hairline way back here. I'm wearing this African, the chicest shirt. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And now, go ahead, sister. You go ahead and talk. Well, I think, oh, shut up. Let me talk. Listen, if you want to know about black politics, what's going on in black America, you need to watch this show, The Digital Leader of the Black People. I lead the black people. Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead and break it down. Oh, man, you don't know what you're talking about. Listen, I know everything it knows about politics. I've been doing this since 1922. In 1862, I was the chairperson at I got my journalism degree. Go ahead, brother. You go ahead and talk to us. Speak to the people. Oh, if you didn't want to speak, why'd you come on the show, man? You're not talking. Listen. When it comes to politics, you need to tune in to me. I know everything. Don't let the fact that I'm 5'3" and I'm 300 pounds, that I'm the same size up there wide as I am long, it's the same thing. Don't let that influence you at all. Don't think I'm not trying to pander. I do dance for massa. I dance for massa. Blip, 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 blip. That's all, folks. I am not the one to mess with. Davey, you need not watch him. The Tim Black Show is where you need to be. Watch me. Watch like Willie D. Willie D, he does... First of all, he's a great artist, right? You respect Willie D's a great artist, and he will not lie for anybody. You be like, Willie D, man, lie for me, please. Lie for me, please, Willie D. Sell him something. Willie D be like, this what we are dealing with. Brothers and sisters, this is stupid. This is some bullshit. And no more talk. He not gonna. So watch him watch Tim Black Show. I said it. Go next comment. Corey Foster said, Tim is the only one talking about this. The other so-called progressive YouTubers ain't saying much. I'm not progressive. I am Tim Black. We got our own thing. We are the Wolf Pack. You know, like, I don't want to, don't put me in that box, man. I'm not in that box. I'm separate. I'm your guy. Look, I speak for you, okay? I'm the voice of the people. That's all I ever want to be, bro. I'm not affiliating myself with any, people are like, Tim, won't you work with us on this? I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't think I want to be associated with that no more. I think I just want to speak truth to power, care about the issues, and fight for justice, and be up on my politics, and you know, and chime in on officials. But I don't want to be like grouped in with these people, man. I'm willing to go. I'm willing to walk alone. And work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to. Hey, Nathaniel, I thought that was going to be a thick tree, but nah. Whoa. Are you serious? Daniel? All right, the FBI don't need permission to investigate. They're acting like it's the 70s or something. Yeah, they are acting like it's the 70s. The 1870s, Johnson. They're lynching the hell out of us out here. Daryl Hunt, anybody need money for the swear jar? I don't know, Mo. I don't know. Do we need money for the swear jar? So that means I got a couple of swears I could give? Rev Marie like, Tim, please don't do it. You ain't got to do it, Tim. Hey, Brian Frederick, how you doing, Brian? Thanks for supporting the show, Brian. It is late. You guys know you're supposed to go to work. Are we still on hiatus because of the damn pandemic? That's one thing I got to admit, guys, is that all the layoffs and stuff, I'm not impacted by it. Of course, like, advertising's down. It wasn't for you guys supporting the show, I'd be screwed, right? Totally. But I haven't stopped working not a bit at all. We've been continuing this show. The last 3 months we've been working I've been working hard the last 3 months, and I had to work before that because I know everybody's home. And it's my job to put as much content out as possible. So we average 3-4 videos a day, a show a day, except for Wednesday. But I break that often when I have guests on. So we just keep it rolling. On the weekends, I still got content from the week I need to put out. I need to put in individual videos for people who don't watch the entire show. So we stay busy. So my point is, even though there's been this pandemic and there's been this layoff, here, this show has been so busy. And I'm proud of that. I'm not complaining. I'm proud of it. I appreciate it. I don't need to sit around and think about choices I made. I had a real job at one point. So, like, this is my business now. This is what I do. If you need voiceover work, hey, holler at TBTV. Email us at clientcare@timblacktv.com. TimBlackTV.com. I do some pretty good voiceover stuff. But we got a lot going on. And we can collaborate. But believe me, we got some movement going, man. We got some great people on the ground. And I want to bring those people on the ground on this show. We have a lot of plans lined up of how we want to do this. Right? Bringing in subject matter experts. Bringing the real people in. Letting them speak their truth. Right? We got a lot to do. So I appreciate everybody tonight. Look, it wasn't our night technically on the technical side, but we hung in there. We got some great calls from Ty, from Chris, from Eric, from Stevie, from Alex, from Kara, from Marma, my sister. And I think we show resilience. And I'm proud of you. So thank you for being here. I'll see you soon. I got content coming out tomorrow. Please visit us on YouTube. And don't forget, we got to GoFundMe. It's in the comment section. I'm going to tweet it out tonight as well. I got love for you. Nothing but love for you. Remember, don't let nobody take your cornbread, and don't argue with people. Hey, Chris, don't argue with them. Sprinkle some facts on them. All right? All right. Oh, don't forget to go to June2020.org. June2020.org. Tell Bishop Barber Tim Black sent you. Peace. Tim Black Show is streamed live in front of an internet live audience. Believe it. Find us at TimBlackTV.com or Real Tim Black on Facebook and Twitter. Tim Black at Night on Instagram. I got nothing but love for you. Be there. Bye.